Don't go anywhere without your pack. Period.
Dude.
Don't drop it.
I
Do not
don't
drop
care
your
if you're
pack like
walking
an
50
animal.
yards down the ridge to glass, take your pack.
Dude.
I know. I
Then
put my
you
back
say that from
spots.
experience. I know it.
Oh, I do.
All of us. You
I
know?
put my back in some
Dude,
dumb
I'm
places.
like, I was tracking a bull I had shot, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna drop my pack here, and it was getting real hard to see. I'm not, I'm on this one hillside. There's no way I'm gonna lose my pack, and I got a little bit away, turned around, and it took me like an hour and a half to find my freaking pack sitting on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And it
I did
wasn't
that
that
one
big of a
day.
bowl. It was a really small little area I was in. Couldn't find my damn pack.
I had like a 390 bull coming down the ridge, and he got around. A bunch of beef cows actually ran him off, and he went down, and I knew where he was going. So I just ditched my pack and ran down there during archery season. Ran around. I got down, I was like 80 yards from him, but I had a pine tree between him and I that
Oh no, yeah.
I needed to close the distance, and I went to reach for my bugle tube
Yes.
In the pack.
Yes.
Yep.
in the pack.
Yep.
But
Yep. We did
so
that.
that was the only
We did
instance
that
I
in
had that
recall.
happen.
Yeah.
I ended up cutting my water bottle, the bottom off my water bottle, and I was bugling through
Oh, yeah.
a little water bottle,
I've done that Gatorade bottle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and because we had left the pack we'd set up, we thought these animals, they were in this one little thicket of aspens, and we'd watched them like 2 days go in and then come back out this way, you know? Wind was right, so we set up in this little pine tree section here, and we're like, "They're gonna come right in front of us, big bull." And next thing we know, on the other side of the aspen that day, they decided to go out the other way, of course, bugling. So
Yep.
we didn't pick up packs. We started running, bow in hand. He had a camera and didn't have my bugle tube, So I'm bugling through a water bottle like an idiot.
Robin Hood and Little John are walking through the forest, laughing back and forth at what the other one has to say.
All right, guys, welcome to the Ruckless Podcast. We got a Friday afternoon one here. Austin Arithson is with us. And your Instagram is West of Wild.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, which you got some cool stuff on there, man. I kind of just touched it up, and it was funny. It's like, oh yeah, I know this guy. I've looked at a lot of his stuff, and that content it's cool content. But I want to jump right into it because before we clicked record, we started talking about just how much work it is to create content, and you don't choose to put, and I think it's a good idea not to put your family on there. But it's work, man. What you're doing there is a lot, and it can take a lot of time and energy and how's that been for you, man, as we get into this conversation? But tell us that, and then we'll circle back to kind of where you came from, how you got where you're at.
I'll be the first one to admit on my content, I do it all on my phone.
Yeah.
And I don't spend hours editing. I maybe should, but I also feel like people like organic stuff
Yeah.
versus somebody that is, we'll say edited for hours and hours and hours, and you can tell maybe it's not real,
Right.
or maybe
Yeah.
somebody's paying them a bunch of money to do something or say something on there. And I'm just not that guy. Like, my stuff, you're not gonna see anything on there that I don't believe in and I haven't used extensively.
Right.
Not being paid by somebody to just promote something that I don't believe in, and I wouldn't trust telling you guys to use it. Or,
Right.
you know what? If that makes sense,
Yeah, it does.
100%. Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there and edit for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, I have a life too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That's
that back.
and I have a real job, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a lot of us, right? Like even trying to get the podcast together, how often
Yeah, I mean,
it's after work, or we'll do a 6 a.m. record before work with guys. It's really rare to find anybody, whether it's in the industry that have, say, some influence or however we found them. Most all of us have a job we're doing 9 to 5
Yeah.
or 5 to 9, right? Working long
Yeah.
hours. And the guy that was in here earlier today, I mean, he started his day at 5 o'clock. He
Yep.
left the house to go to work and made time
And
to
that's
get here.
me. Like, I leave the house at 5 every morning,
Yeah.
Yep.
and I used to leave the house at 3:45 every morning. So somebody,
Okay.
you want to do something? Like, yeah, but you better be up early.
Yeah.
What do you do? What's your full-time gig right now, man?
I work in the oil and gas industry.
Yeah.
Mainly on the gas side.
Mhm.
the natural gas, when it comes off a location, I was running a gas plant, and now I'm just on the midstream side of it. Not actually running a gas plant, just getting it down the pipelines.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then with your
I've
free
pretty
time.
much been in the energy industry in some fashion
Yeah.
for the last 15 years.
All right. Yeah. And that's a good place to be in. It probably gives you some time to go do what you love. And that's kind of the part of you that we see on the daily is, you know, the fun stuff you're out doing. Yeah.
And that's yeah. I work 8 days on, have 6 days off. So essentially, I work 56% of the year at my real job. And on our 6 days off, or my 6 days off, rarely am I home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We're usually somewhere.
Doing it.
But you've got a family, you've got a wife, and you got a couple of kids. Yeah. Where you at?
Yep.
How long you been married? Today is my 22nd anniversary. We
Happy
made it, baby.
anniversary.
Congrats, man.
Yeah.
Hell
That's
of a
Andrew.
deal.
Yeah, it is a hell of a deal,
Uh,
man. It's a greatest
Very
accomplishment
proud.
of my life. I'm not kidding, right? Like there's nothing I've worked more diligently at than being married and being happy and being a good husband, right? So
Yep.
Right.
very proud of it.
No, we'll be married 5 years in September.
Awesome.
Congrats.
Thank you. Have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and then I have a little boy that'll be 12 in December.
Okay.
He's coming to spend the summer.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool.
Pretty
So
excited.
you guys are full. So when you have those 6 days off, what's that look like, man? You throwing them in the back of the truck? You got a camper you're pulling around? What you up to?
Now it's summertime, I got a fifth wheel and a 21-foot jet boat, and we're
All right.
going somewhere.
Yeah.
We're
Big
on a
ball for
river.
me.
We're on a river somewhere.
Yeah.
Last weekend actually, we were gonna stay home, right?
Yeah.
And we went out. I stayed home Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We decided, oh, maybe we should go do something. We went out to a little reservoir here. It was kind of full.
Yeah.
Drove back home in 2 hours. I had the fifth wheel hooked up, and we drove 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
Went and looked for elk.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yep. Now, Tyrel, I mean, so jet boat, there's not a lot of that around Colorado, but up where you're at,
Straight.
kind of those Montana, Idaho areas that the guys live on it. But that's at least the ones I've been on. It's an outboard with a jet that you mount to the bottom of that jet, that outboard engine. Is that kind of how you're rocking, or what's yours look like?
Mine's an inboard.
The inboard.
I got a Chevy 350
Nice.
on the inside, fuel injected, hooked to a Kodiak 3-stage
Cool.
pump. So like most of them big boats you see in Idaho, they're obviously bigger than mine. A lot of them are twins, but they're all an inboard, essentially vehicle engine
Got it.
powering a pump that sits flush with the bottom of the boat. There's nothing below the bottom of the boat.
And those can ride on real skinny water, right? I mean, you're sitting.
I always say I can
4
run in 4 inches.
Yeah.
I cannot run in 3 inches and 15/16.
Have you hit a couple sandbars in your time?
I haven't. To be completely honest with you, I've got more hours in that boat than a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I've never beached it.
Nice.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
That being said, it takes a foot to 18 inches to float it.
Okay.
And there have been times that we'll just be floating along, or one time I stuck it. The dog had to get out and use the bathroom. I was trying to get to the bank at an idle
Yeah.
and ran out of water and had to get out. Once you get me out of there, it floated, so I was able to just push it off.
Oh,
But
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
once it gets up on plane, I've seen videos of guys just flying, and
Yep.
it is insane where these guys will take those jet boats. It scares the hell out of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is
yeah,
scary.
I'm not as nutty as them guys from Canada. Some of them guys in BC running them rivers are absolutely nuts.
I mean, running
And
up rapids, and just
oh yeah,
coon,
yeah.
stuff that I'd be
And
scared to go down in a raft.
the places they'll go with the right pilots, pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't have any real rapids where I'm at. Damn sure have some shallow water.
What
And
river do
there's
you got
been
up in your
places
park?
that I'll come out and look back and you can just see gravel, no water.
Yeah.
What are you floating on? What river are you taking up and down?
Mainly the Yellowstone.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep, the lower Yellowstone.
And then when you're ripping up and down, what's this? Just for fun? We fishing? We what? I guess
All depends.
whenever we're taking these places in crazy spots, like why are we doing it? Just for shits and
I generally try to be on the river while I'm bass fishing the day the ice goes off.
okay.
If I know the ice is past me and there's no more coming down, I'm going fishing till the water muddies up. Um, I do take the kids catfishing. Like we'll go out and catch catfish. We don't keep a lot of them, throw a lot of them back. But
Yeah.
like this time of year, we're mainly going out to have fun. It's muddy now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be muddy till July. Honestly, we didn't have any snowpack, so it may not be muddy very long.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be right back to fishing, or I'll be looking at a dry river. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have the same thing up there. I mean, we have those concerns here. It's one of the driest years we've ever had. I mean, they're draining
Yeah.
reservoirs and yeah.
Yep. Like the lake, I live about 60 miles from Lake Sakakawea, and it's 26 feet low right now, and there's no water coming into it.
Yeah. That's scary,
But
man.
so this time of year till fall, I mean, we're dang sure fishing, but
Yeah.
we're just having fun on the boat, taking the family to the
Yep.
sandbar, barbecuing,
There you go.
whatever it entails.
Yeah.
It sounds like the southeast to me.
Yep.
Like you're in Montana, but it's like catch catfish. We're
Yeah. Catch catfish,
going down
bass.
rivers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it, man. So outside of that, so it's time. It's either work or time with the family and kids until fall comes, and then how are you shaping that up as you got two youngsters and trying to figure out how to be in the woods and still be a good papa.
It's hard, but I have a very understanding wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we started dating 14 years ago, I was still guiding hunters full time in the fall, so she knew I was gone.
Yeah.
And obviously, with wife and kids, it's a little hard. I used to quit a real job every fall. 15th of August, it was see you later. I'm going to guide hunters,
Yeah.
but I don't do that anymore.
Get it.
I do still guide hunters, but I don't quit my job to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I generally try to reserve archery season. If I draw an archery tag, try to reserve archery season for myself.
Right.
Okay.
And I take a week off. So essentially, I'll have 14 to 16 days to hunt for myself.
Yep.
And go down, hunt for myself, and then come back. And I try to only guide 1 to 2 hunts a year. So then I'll come back and I'll go guiding rifle season, but only on my days off.
Yep.
And like I say, I just have a very understanding wife.
Yeah. And we all do, right? I mean, I think if you're going to do this, like, they've got to be both independent and understanding, right? They've got to be able to do their own thing and have fun doing what they do and
Yep.
give that space.
And I think, like, you speak for 22 years, like either you're hunting, you're a fisher, whatever your hobbies, whatever. It's like, as a man, I think they just have to be understanding. Like, you're gonna put them in some.
Yeah.
There's like you just gotta find.
And the balance I think for me is like I focus, and I don't have to. Like I like to focus on being really hyper present when I am home, right? So
That's where I'm at.
if I'm away, I'm away. But if I'm there, I'm there. I'm not out in the garage tinkering. I don't have my head up my ass watching a football game or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm all in, right? So
No, I'm the same
wherever
way.
that, like if it's a play, like my wife was a dancer and a theater girl, so like I'll go from like a hunt to then like shave, trim the beard, you know what I mean, and put on the button down, and I'm sitting in the stands watching freaking Phantom of the Opera or something.
Yep.
I did fall asleep last time I went to Phantom of the Opera, but hey, man, I was there. I was doing my best to be present, But
And a lot of times, like the special permit that I put in for is where we grew up, and so her family's down there. So
that's all.
I take, she stays home with the girls.
Yep.
The rest of the year. So when I do go hunting, I take them down there with me, and then I'm 50, 60 miles away, but I'll go spend 4 nights, 5 nights up there, and then come home for a night or two and see the girls and hang out. Or if it's gonna be a real shitty day and the hunting's gonna suck, whatever it may be, I'll come in and spend a day. And like rarely am I gone 2 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And the rest of the year, like now, they go with me.
Yeah.
They go everywhere.
Yeah. That's how you have to
And
do it.
that's one thing people on Instagram don't understand or see.
Yep.
I post a lot about my wife, but I don't include the kids. And I got people all the time commenting like, "Well, what's your wife think of that? You always talk about taking her with to do your hobbies.
Yeah.
What's your wife think about you doing her hobbies?" Well,
Yeah.
no, our hobbies are the same.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
There's a reason we're
and
married.
you've got
Yeah.
enough people following you that you probably get a lot of shit from people online, right? I mean,
oh yeah,
the
I had a guy busting my balls yesterday. I posted something about taking your wife and kids instead of going and having a guy's day, have a family day, and
yeah.
he's like, "Why do you pressure your wife into doing that?" I was like, "My wife's not pressured. She's usually got the camper loaded before I'm ready to
Yeah,
go."
yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, it's
There's
a
a reason
blast.
we're here,
Yeah,
like
man, and again, back to being present, like, there's nothing better than when you're in, like, just a camp with the kids, like, you only have one job, right? It's like anything, it boils down to simple stuff like find food, find water, and other than that, you're just sitting and you're just all in on each other, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And like last year in December after hunting season, I just went and set my wall tent up on the river and camped with the girls, took the kids down.
Yeah.
It got too cold for them at
yeah,
night. It was 18 below that night. I damn near froze myself.
Yeah.
yeah,
But I they come down, spend the day. We poke a fire with a stick, roast a marshmallow, cook a hot dog.
yep,
Like
yeah,
I would like to think of course, the girls are too young to really know any different, but they still think going with dad's cool. So
they do.
Yeah,
I'd like to keep it that way.
Yep,
exactly.
and they will, and it's funny, I was talking about that with somebody where I think it was you, I had taken my daughter, I'd taken her fishing just a couple of times when she was real young, and then, she was in school and she had to write a thing like, "Hey, here's what I do with my dad," and she said, "My dad takes me fishing," and I'd only taken her twice at this point. Right? But it was like
Yeah.
that how impactful that was for her to say like, "Yeah, that's what my dad does. He takes me fishing." And I was like, "Dude, I've only taken her twice," right? But it sticks with them, right? It's not you're not
It
watching
does.
TV, you're not doing other stuff like those kind of outside of the norm memories are huge. Now for your kids, it's gonna become pretty normal, right? Like they're gonna think of, yeah, we just hunt and we fish and that's what we do as part of our family.
Right. And I thought it was pretty cool since my oldest daughter was old enough to talk. It's always been my boat or my rifle or my camper.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
hey, rock on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really.
I'll buy another one.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you prove to me that you can take care of it at 6, this one's yours. I'll get another one.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
I
Did you
love
grow
that so
up
much.
on a boat? I mean, that's something that like an airboat would be intimidating to a kids like us that had never, you know what I mean? Never done that, right? I see it and I go, man, it's not a world I'm familiar with, and it would be a little. I'd be nervous jumping on a river and on like an airboat like that.
So I grew up I grew up in Montana for the most part, but from 5th grade to 8th grade I lived in Alabama.
Okay.
And my stepdad, of course, we didn't have a lot of money, so we had a 14-foot John boat with an old two-stroke 20-horse Mercury on the back of it, and we ran that thing everywhere. It I mean, that's what we did. We fished,
Yeah, yeah,
period. It didn't matter how hot it was. We all know it gets hot in Alabama.
yeah,
It did not matter. We were fishing. So I grew up in a little bitty John boat,
yeah.
and then after I moved back up here when I was 14 to live with my dad, and then no, I really wasn't on a boat, to be honest with you, until all my mid-20s. My best friend that I've guided for him for 14 years now, and he grew up on the Yellowstone and always had a jet boat, and he shot horses, and we were supposed to go shoeing one day, and he says, "Be in town at 4 and bring my waders." Seems kinda odd.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, he picks me up, and I brought 2 sets of waders, and he was hooked to his boat. I said, "What the hell are we doing?" He's, "We're going goose hunting." I was like, "Oh, where?" "On the river." It was the middle of January, and there's ice chunks coming down that river. It's
Yeah.
probably 0 or a little bit below,
Yeah.
and I was dressed to be sweating all day shoeing horses, not dressed to go goose hunting,
No,
but
no.
that was my first time in a jet boat. I
Okay.
was probably 23,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it was probably 10, 12 years ago,
Yeah.
and I fell in love with her right there. Like, everybody thinks you wanna gotta go to a lake to run a boat, but I'm 3 minutes from a boat ramp on the river, so
That's so awesome.
And then you can go, up north south on that river and go explore and find all the goodies.
yep,
And
and
is it bass fishing on the Yellowstone there where you're at, or is it everything.
So I'm too far down actually for bass fishing, but my in-laws live about 100 miles. Oh, it'd be south and west of here, and they got bass and walleye there. We're mainly just walleye fishing here.
Got it.
And when the river's muddy, we're catfishing
Yeah.
for something to catch. But if you go further west, walleye and bass,
Yeah.
and they'll generally bite the same thing. And I'm not picky. I'll eat a smallmouth or a walleye. I don't care.
Yeah. I love that.
And you're fishing for meat. You're keeping a lot of that and you're putting in the freezer.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm that idiot that throws a little fly and puts it back, just tortures them and puts them back. So
I was listening to a couple of your guys' podcasts yesterday and today and gathered that. And then this afternoon, I had a buddy text me. He's like, "Hey, do you fly fish?" And I said, "Well, no, I don't." He's like, "Well, I just bought a fly rod. You should get one." I said, "That's just what I need. Another expensive hobby that I have to
yeah.
drive 6 hours to enjoy."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to catch a fish. You know, my son, you
Yep.
know, my son, when Tyrel was over here getting a couple of just a bait casters set up for his kids, and I've taken my son fly fishing a little bit. And, you know, and understandably, like, it's hard. He's frustrated, you know, tangles and all that. And he chucks one of his with just that little practice, like little fish that comes up those Shakespeare's.
Yep.
And he goes, "Bzzz," and he looks over at me and he goes, What in the hell are you doing fly fishing? You know,
Man
he's like, "This is
putting across the
way
yard.
better than fly fishing." And he was making fun of me. He's like, "You're out there like this, doing all this." He's like, "You just got to go wham, and you're done." And I was like, I get it, bud. You're not wrong. Like, you're not wrong. I happen to fall in love with it. I'm well aware that it's probably the least efficient way to go catch a fish, you know?
Yeah, I'm that guy that goes up there and just stands there with her spinning reel and jerks a spinner back to me when I'm in the mountains, and the
Yep.
fly fishermen make fun of me, and
You make fun of
I
them.
don't make fun of them because I want to do what they do, but I have to travel so far for
Yeah.
decent fly fishing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say that. I mean, I'm 3 hours from the Bighorn, and the Bighorn's some of the best fly fishing in the world.
Yeah, I'll meet you there any day you want to meet there, dude. The old Fort Smith.
I can run my jet boat on the lower part of it, so we could do it 50-50.
Let's do it.
There
Let's
we
do
go.
it.
Hey, I'll do
I've
it.
heard
You-
that lower part's good fishing. I've never floated. I've floated probably the first 22 miles from kind of what's the reservoir that's there? Is it yellow
Yellowtail
something? Yeah, Yellowtail. Is that what it is? Yellowtail?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I floated.
or the Bighorn Reservoir.
Yeah. So I floated from that dam about in total, probably in different times, about 22, 23 miles below that. But I've never gone any further. But like with all of those tailwaters, they say if you want the big browns, you know, you go down into like that farm ranch country.
Yep,
You're going to catch fewer fish, but you're going to probably catch bigger fish down there.
sure. And I want to actually. I haven't ever been on Yellowtail, but I want to run that entire Bighorn Canyon. It's like 76 miles long,
Okay.
straight up. You start right there at the dam, and then you go all the way into Wyoming.
No
Oh,
way.
shit.
And they say it's some of the neatest scenery you'll ever see. And I want to take my boat up and do that.
I'm trying to think of where that, because that would be, you go from there, that you go back up toward Thermop then, probably, right?
Yep. Well, kind of towards
that's
Thermop.
long,
It
right?
actually ends in Lovell.
Okay.
So you'd be west of Thermop.
Yeah. Okay. Damn.
Yep.
And then with the jet boat, you're bombing down, then you're bombing. I mean, you can go.
Yeah, you can go
up and down
upriver and then turn around and just
Yeah.
float your way back down if you want to fish it that way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we're getting real
So you can
technical.
go anywhere. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're cool. Like my buddy
Okay.
Casey that lives up in Jackson Hole.
Yep.
He got a jet boat because it was, you know, on the Snake there. It's just a better tool for the job.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know, and he got it set up with a trolling motor, and then the trolling motor has that GPS in it, and so what he can do if he's alone, he can put him and his dog on it. And he can jet up and turn it around, and then he has that trolling motor. He's working on getting it set up to where it'll just kind of keep him, you know what I mean, just in a nice drift line to fish. And so he fly fishes, but you know, he can just be a solo guy and just guide himself down the river and fish.
That's so badass.
Oh,
I thought about trying to do that on the Kootenai.
yeah,
We went over there a couple years ago, and of course the Kootenai's great fly fishing too, but you can run it in a jet boat.
yeah,
But I left it like 8 o'clock that night and drove all the way over there in the dark. And I don't like pulling a boat 13 hours in the dark
yeah.
just because I don't trust wheel bearings.
Yep.
And I got over there and woke up the next morning and seen it, and I instantly got on Marketplace. I was trying to buy another boat.
No,
Like, I wanted to be on that river bad.
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Well, that and all the lakes over there, it's just neater than hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'd never been that far, and no, it was way
Yeah.
cool, but I can imagine all them guys guiding fishermen out of drift boats wouldn't have liked me
No, we don't
going
like
past
that.
them in my jet boat
We
or what.
don't like that at all.
No, I know.
You know,
And
when you can hear it too, you're like floating down the river and all of a sudden you just hear like, "Oh, son of a bitch." You know what I mean?
here
You're
he
just like
comes.
round and wakes and your shit's going everywhere and you're like, that bastard." You know what's funny though is like I mean, you don't have that a lot around here, but you'll have a guy pass you and then you'll hook a fish like 3 minutes later because in your mind you're like, he just screwed the whole river up, but it
It
doesn't
doesn't.
really bother
Yeah.
those fish like that.
It doesn't, and, a lot of people, they get mad, they want you to slow down. Well, my wake's way bigger if I slow down.
Absolutely.
Let me stay on plane and get by you,
Yep.
buddy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
I'll be
get it
here.
over
I'll be
with.
gone before you know it.
Yep.
Yep.
I
Yep.
I don't know shit about the boating, but we gotta talk about the wheel bearings.
But you do know something about losing a wheel.
We're kicking a trailer the other
You
morning.
gotta
I was
grease
like, bro,
those.
you gotta this trailer's sketchy.
It is.
Mhm.
We're because our day job mostly in the construction space, and
Yeah.
I grabbed the big dumper, and we're big enough now to where I'm not running those trailers every day. So I hook on.
Right.
Every time you hook onto a trailer, you're cussing. You know what I mean? It's like the jack's bent. And there's the tarp that's supposed to cover it's cut open, and it's
Yep.
rusty. And I'm like, who the hell's supposed to be taking care of this stuff? But yeah, it was missing a cap
Wheel
for the
bearing
wheel
cap.
bearing.
Yeah.
And I had I don't know how heavy that telehandler is, but
yeah.
it's probably just a touch too heavy, like always for that trailer, and yeah, I was a little nervous. I was a little nervous pulling it down
I
the
was
road.
telling you, I was like, I don't know if you should.
I figured if nothing else, the telly's going to be able to pick its own trailer up.
But we got it fixed that day.
Yeah,
right?
I took it in and got it fixed. Yeah,
See?
took it in and got it serviced.
He won't
Yeah.
even drive through the night with his boat.
He won't drive
He's
through
like,
the night.
I don't even trust
Well,
my
'cause-
good
Well, I
book."
can't see him in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't see when one comes off.
you'll
Yep.
see them when they start turning red. I guess for about a half second before they pop off the.
Yeah, before they head somewhere else, you will.
But there's nothing worse in the world than.
Oh,
I mean, I would say the worst thing is when your trailer passes you. I've had that happen before
you've
too.
had a whole trailer pass.
When your whole when your whole damn trailer just decides to kind of take a little left and just go past you on the road, you're just kind of. I had that. I hit a railroad track once, and I wasn't going fast, but I had a loaded flatbed,
Yep.
and all of a sudden I look to my left, and there's a trailer, and it's just passing me. I'm like, how did it speed up too? Like that's what I want to know. But
That's
sure
they
enough,
always do for some reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
they come off and they go boom, and you're like, what in the? And yeah, oh man, it
Drops a
tacoed the tongue. It was horrible, man.
Dropping trailers is the worst. I had a spare come off one time and sitting at a stoplight, and I saw it in my mirror coming down the road. And so in my mind, I'm like, oh, there's a wreck or something. And I was like, this tire's flying. And then it hit the car turning left. And then she looked immediately at me and was like, you hit my car. And I was like, that's not my tire.
That's somebody else's.
Sure as shit, it was my tire. It came
Yeah.
off. It was a spare on the trailer.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't know, but she called me out, and it was.
You're like, I don't know whose car that is.
Yeah. The
I
whole
never,
time I was like,
I
"This is
never
not my
carry.
tire."
I don't carry a spare for this
Big
trailer.
black mark on the back of her white Camry or
Oh,
something.
no. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too,
Yeah,
man,
right.
about like all those hobbies. I mean, I'm in the middle of it now where like summer's kicking off and like I'm getting the raft tuned up and I got to work on the drift boat.
Oh yeah.
The side by side has some stuff and it's work, man. Like you got a whole
Oh.
workbench behind you. And it's like all of these hobbies where it's like, okay, you got your reload and you got the bow, and you're looking forward to hunting season. It's like, don't take it lightly. If you're going to do this, like you got to be ready to like put the kids to bed and go back out to the garage, right? And kind of
Yeah.
ready
Or
to go.
get up at 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's work. It's
I'm terrible. I got ADHD really bad. So
Yeah.
one day I might be out here building a new rifle, and the next day I might
Yep.
be putting together a new bow or building arrows. Or I got a 1949 Willys Jeep that I'm rebuilding. I might be working on, like, you just don't know. And then I'm gonna get mad and
dude.
say screw it and leave for a week.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And I'll do the same. Like I'll have the garage. Like so I'm taking my son on a bear hunt. So I'm trying to get the truck topper set up I bought one of those wedge tents that goes on top of the topper.
Sweet.
And I'm,
Yep.
but I'll be out there getting ready to get set up because we leave in about 8 days. and we're going up to Montana over Twin area. Um, but I'll be out there. I'm like, I got this 79 Ford. I'm like, maybe I'll start working on the gaskets on this thing. And, next thing you know, that's halfway torn apart. And then the raft needs some work. I'm like, it needs a new anchor rope. And I'm like, dude, I'm such an idiot. So I got 47 things started and
Yep.
nothing finished. And it's,
And you can't find anything you need.
yeah. Or you don't remember to take it. So I was at Home Depot today and I was like, I guess I'll buy 7 different sizes of bolts and I'll return what I don't use because I forgot to bring one with me, And I'm like,
Yep.
I know it's metric. I know that much, give or
No,
take.
I'm terrible about it. And I got my camper and then like my hunting rig's an 87 Suburban
Uh,
and I got
Oh,
it
yeah.
pretty well decked out. It's not finished, but I got a bed in the back and a roof rack and
Dude, a
hell
Suburban
yeah.
is like the ultimate, like it is the hunting rig. Like it
it
really
is.
is.
You can't beat it.
No.
We've tried guiding out of everything and we go back to Suburbans. We
Yep.
run about 20 of them because we can only make 15 run at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But guides are hard on equipment.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Um, but no, it's absolutely perfect. But
Yeah.
I want to build it. It's far from finished.
Yeah.
But then you get things. I take my pickup if the girls are with me because the Suburban doesn't have air conditioning. So then you get things in the pickup and the camper. Well, then we're gonna go spend the night on the river. So I put half of my hunting and camping shit in the boat. Then I get back and fall rolls around and
You're like, where is everything?
Yeah.
where is everything? It
I
could
know.
be in one of 6 places.
And you can't have
Yeah.
6 of everything. That's just ridiculous,
It is. Yeah, that's just it. A lot of this stuff, obviously, we're gear guys and
Yeah.
gear's expensive.
It
You're
is.
darn right,
It's
man.
got to play a couple different hats or games.
Yeah.
It's got to play some hobbies.
And I'm trying to get that way too. Just like I have this little closet in the garage, and my goal is to kind of get to where, whether it's like it's waterfowl or it's fishing or it's hunting or whatever, that I just kind of have it gets like colder as you go down the rack, and it doesn't matter what I'm doing.
Right.
I can just pull the 3 items off of there,
Yeah.
throw them in the bag, and go and be usually comfortable enough, right? Where
Yeah. And I would like to get that way too, but I have stuff scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
yeah,
Me too,
yeah,
brother. Me too.
yeah. And what's interesting, kind of to touch on the gear thing with the ruckless side. Like, I think for me, what's been key to that is just like really good rain and really good down, right?
Yep.
Like the rest of it, you can kind of get away with and it doesn't really matter. But I think you can cut a lot of weight and you can add like really good technical gear.
Yeah.
In my mind, just in rain
Good
and
rain,
down,
good
because
rain
the
down.
down, it packs so tight, and that rain acts as like a wind layer, water. You kind of, there's not a thing you do where you don't take a raincoat with you, at least
No,
for me.
mine goes everywhere.
Nah.
I actually didn't take it with me one time on is it early September elk hunt. I had it at camp, but I was out hunting for the day. I'd been about 12 miles and laid down and took me a nap under a cedar bush. And I woke up and I seen this storm coming. I was like,
Mhm.
no way. And it was 90 that day. So been hot and dry. Like, you don't take a raincoat.
No
And
way, man.
golf ball size hail rolled in, and all I
Oh,
had was a damn trash bag and a cedar tree to crawl under.
yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been out in the open in golf ball size hail.
No,
That
I
shit
haven't
hurt.
actually.
Nope.
That's even pea-size hail hurts like
Yeah.
hell, and it's funny
Yeah.
how much that can sneak through a tree too. You think, "Okay, I'm under
Yeah.
this tree, I'm good," and that stuff will sneak
No, you're
through,
not.
hit
No,
you
you're
right in
not
the
good at
elbow.
all.
Yeah.
Want to wax you in the forehead.
Yeah.
And
Passing out the rock in
like
front of
I'm a
you.
huge advocate too for carrying a tarp or some sort of shelter.
Mhm.
I generally carry a 2-man Argali tent now because it serves as a tarp or a shelter.
And they're
Yeah,
so
yeah.
light. You can just jam them at the
Even
bottom of
guiding, like I have a lot of clients when I'm guiding that'll get cold or chilled down or need to get out of the wind or like I just carry that thing everywhere.
Mhm.
Well, that day I hunting by myself and I know more than
Yep.
Yeah.
no.
Do you use your
eh,
trekking poles for the center pole on that thing? 'Cause I think doesn't
I
our
do.
Dolly let you can kind of bolt those together, they make a kit for that, right?
Yep. Yep,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually kind of want to get the center pole for it
Yeah.
from Argali. For the sheer reason I don't like tearing my tent down if I'm backpack hunting.
Right.
I don't want to if I'm staying in the same place, because I like having my trekking poles. I got terrible knees. They're both completely blown out,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
And trekking poles
Yeah.
they used to just trip me up, but now I swear by them.
Yeah. I'm a big, like, if I'm by myself or anything, tent with the poles and, but yeah, you sacrifice your poles, and it's like, yeah, I got them for a pack out or whatever, but
Now you gotta take your tent down to get your to
exactly,
pack out.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, so there's
Yeah.
a give and take there for sure. I haven't found that balance.
That's what the gear thing's so fun though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it is, yeah.
It is fun tinkering with that.
And you can constantly swap it
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
because there's
Yeah.
somebody somewhere that wants what you have.
Yep.
Yeah, there's always a young kid or somebody we were talking about that the other day. We're gonna do a little gear giveaway. Not your good, with like that third backpack you don't need, right? Or that old Kelty tent you started with. And um
Yep.
just in this world of like how fun it'd be to give a kid, when I say kid, I mean maybe a 22-year-old kid that, we were all, for the most part, we were all broke when we were that age. I mean,
Exactly.
you don't have it, but you don't need a lot to get out there. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be, you know, I tell kids don't wear cotton. Don't wear any cotton, keep
Yeah.
yourself dry and you'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Don't wear cotton. And for the longest time, even when I started guiding hunters in the mountains, like I carried way too much weight, but I had a old school set of, I think they're Cabela's wool
Yep.
matching camo.
Yep.
And yeah, they were heavy, but they were warm. And a set of Keen hiking boots. And I got 3 years out of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was my first set. Just 'cause I had a buddy that got a deal on Keen stuff, and so I had these big old boaty, hiking boots. So they stayed dry, and I put a couple hunts on them. A couple years worth.
Yeah, they kept my feet dry and they didn't blister me, but I've
Yeah.
never, knock on wood, I've never had a blister. So
Yep.
Go.
I don't know if my feet are just tough and somebody's gonna say, "Oh, you don't walk far enough." Well, come on, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's
No,
go
it's,
for a walk.
feet are, some people my theory is just you're gifted with some feet, and I think it's like a
You either are or you aren't
yeah.
because I have people, some of my best friends that I hunt with, guide with, they're some of the most diehard, toughest some bitches I've ever met, and they blister
Yep.
even
Yeah.
looking at a pair of hunting boots.
Yep.
Yep.
And then you gotta play that game, and you
You
gotta
do.
yeah, and, um
Dude, I hunted this year just because I had foot surgery last year, and the nerve on the bottom of my foot are just destroyed. Like I can't walk on hardwood. It's like I'm walking on glass. And so I wore these like big old fat Hoka high top. Looks like a running shoe, but it's a high top boot. And I was super nervous to be in the woods with them, just because I hope they don't fail me, but it was cozy as hell. Dude, those things were cozy. And I look
Dude,
stupid as hell out there, and I
It
don't
didn't
care. Like,
matter.
I think I might just be in on these,
you're gonna laugh at me,
moon boots.
and I actually laugh at myself because I'm kind of a boot snob
Wow.
and have been. But the spring,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
really, dude? Little sneaky things.
Oh, yeah.
ancient, and they are unreal.
Really? And you
I
hunted
just
in the
went for 6 days. We called ourselves shed hunting. I had the girls with, and
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
but I was thinking, oh, they're gonna be slick or slide around or no support. No, I love them.
Yeah,
Really?
sold.
If you're not, as long as it's not gonna be wet. If it's gonna
Right.
be wet, they're probably not the deal. But
Yeah, yeah.
archery season or antelope hunting or anything like that, they're cactus proof. They're anything.
Yeah.
That's what
I
I was
love
gonna
them.
ask, the
But you could put
cactus.
gaiters over them, right? I mean, you could just rock those with a gaiter
Yep.
and probably get unless you're crossing streams, right? But
Well,
crossing
that's
deep
just
enough
it.
stream.
Like where the stitching is,
Oh, shit. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kinda
so
wide
it's
open, ain't
illegal.
it?
But cactus won't go through them.
That's fucking
Those are cool. It's like a moccasin,
No, I
man.
love them.
Yeah.
My wife got them for me for Christmas, and they're like wearing house slippers. They're the most
Yeah.
comfortable thing, most cushiony thing I've ever put on.
Yep. Yep. Yeah,
yeah, the
that's
antelope hunting, like, this year I ended up just wearing some big boots, but, like, in the past, I was wearing combat boots because I wanted to be, like,
Yeah.
fast with it, but fuck, getting that cactus in the right on the side and stuff, as
Yeah,
careful as you
cactus
are,
won't go
it'll
through
catch
these.
you.
Yeah, because 'cause you're crawling a lot when you're out antelope hunting. I mean, you're down in it, right? And so
It's just
you're staying low, and there's
yeah, and it's
cactus
like
everywhere.
Cactus crawl.
yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
and you think you can avoid them, you think you see them all, but you don't.
No, you don't.
You put
Yeah.
your knee right in there or whatever.
Oh,
Cactus
dude.
and rattlesnakes.
Yeah. Ugh. I threw wear a
That's gonna be
I
this
threw a
year.
pair of pants away last year. I couldn't it I just it was I was I was excited. We were on a mule deer hunt with a buddy, Jay and his son, and we finally got to where we could put, kind of put the scope on this deer. And I was gonna back. We both had tags, and he was younger, and I was like, "I'll just back you up." And I just threw my pack down and just laid down in head to toe cactus. I ended up hiking out in my underwear because I couldn't
Oh,
get them all out, And
Yep.
I was like, I had an extra shirt. I took the shirt off, took the pants off, put on my pack, and I literally hiked out in a t-shirt and my underwear
Yeah.
off of that mule
Yeah.
deer hunt. Because oh,
If
dude.
you can't get them out, you can't
And I
get
was
them out.
pulling them out of my, for months. You'd find another cactus near your elbow. You're pulling it out or your knee, and you're like, how are there so many in there, man? It's crazy.
or you sit on and festers out of your butt cheek for the next 3 months.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, you, like, forget about one, and you're driving, you're like, "What is this?" In the
Yeah.
truck, oh,
Yep.
that's what that was.
So, dude, where did it start, this West of Wild thing, man? I mean, did you have that intention when you started this on Instagram? And, I think what's funny with hunters, especially that end up with like a following on Instagram, it's always a little bit of there's some tension there because by nature, you're not a person that wants to put your life out on, you know what I mean?
Right.
Out for people to
So,
see. But then here you do, you find yourself with I don't remember how many follows. It's a lot. You got a lot of people watching what you're up to,
like
you know?
17,000 on Instagram and 28,000 on Facebook, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
How's that
Um,
feel, man? Next thing you know, you're kinda going, this is a become a thing, right?
oh, dude, it is unreal. And it's kind of a long story, but I have a cousin. He's actually my dad's cousin. He's quite a bit older than I am, obviously. Shit, double my age, but he's a quadriplegic and he's very, very successful. He's started numerous outdoor businesses. Anyway, he loves adventure
Mhm.
and he's built vans that he can get in and out of and drive from his wheelchair. He's built a camper company. He was designing campers, like just little off-road pull-behind bumper pulls, all sorts of stuff. And he texted me one day. He's like, "Man, you need to start an Instagram." I was like, "For what?" Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we wants to see what I'm doing." And he's like, "No, you go really cool places and you do some really cool things, and I think you should start an Instagram." And this is like 4 years ago, 5 years ago maybe, and I was like, "Alright, whatever." Okay, so I actually, I grew up on a big ranch, rodeoing, was in the out or Western lifestyle for years and years, and I was building bits and spurs, and I started a little business, building bits and spurs when I was rodeoing, and I called it West Wild Bits and Spurs, and it was off a Jared Morrison song. He wrote a song called "Further West of East," and I was thinking one day, I was like, West of Wild, that'd be a great business and Instagram page because I don't want anybody to know where I'm at.
Right.
Where you at? Oh,
Yeah.
West of
Yeah.
Wild,
Yeah.
Still
Like
wild, yep.
it's wild out here, but we're west of that.
Yeah.
I
Yep,
don't know. And the initials were wow. I thought that'd make a cool hat, or you could build a cool logo
Yeah.
that
yep,
said wow outdoors. Um, so I just started West of Wild Instagram page. I posted on it like 4 times. Added all my family, um, friends, whatever. I had like 183 followers for the longest time. Then, I don't know, 2 years ago, everybody sees, oh, you can make money online, you can gain a following, this, that, and another, whatever. You see all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
yep,
And I kept telling my wife, since she stays home with the girls, like we're fortunate, able to keep her home. Times are
Yep.
hit and miss, but
Yep.
I think it's best. Um, I told her, I was like, you should look into this social media deal, online
Yeah.
marketing, whatever it may be. So we paid for a $2,500 class to learn digital marketing.
yep,
I didn't learn anything from that class other than to post 3 times a day, every day.
yeah,
Okay. She never started doing anything on social media.
Yeah.
I did. Um, and I just took that page and I posted 3 times a day, every day.
yeah,
And they say to pick a niche. And knowing what I know now, I fully agree. And I think if you want to be super successful at it, I would say pick a niche and stick with it. So if you're gonna Well, say your niche is fly fishing.
Right.
I would say pick fly fishing and stick with it.
Right.
Mine, I don't necessarily do that. Mine, I say right in my description, I hunt, I fish, I spend time out. It starts off God first, husband, father, hunting, fishing, camping, and anything having to do with the outdoors.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of convoluted because I'll gain a bunch of followers. Say I gain 500 followers from something hunting related.
Right.
Well, then I go to posting something about my boat we're fishing. It doesn't get any views,
Yeah.
anything. The algorithm doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Or I post something about marriage or what you should do with your wife or kids or
Right.
how to have a happy relationship. Algorithm doesn't do anything with it. And that's fine
Really?
by me because if somebody somewhere, and I've posted it quite a bit, like I do want to be an influencer, but I
Right.
just want to influence somebody to chase their passions, whatever that may be.
Right.
Hopefully in the outdoor space. Not hopefully in the outdoor space, but mine is obviously in the outdoor space.
Yep.
But if you want to do it, go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have really nice gear. I have some really nice things, but I didn't always, and I've
Yeah.
always done this.
Hey, give us 1 second. I need to go.
Who
My
is that your son?
my weight room is behind here, and my son is out there lifting. It sounds like.
All's good.
What's he doing? What was he doing? One-legged slam balls.
Dude, he's getting it. He's all sweaty.
I love it.
headphones in,
I love it.
Not looking up.
Hey, Logie. Just tell him we'll be done in an hour or whatever. Usually that kid lifts at like 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. He's 14 and
Getting after it.
yeah.
Good for him. Don't let a podcast slow him down.
I know. Well, if he wasn't doing slam balls of all things,
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
I was like, what the?
So what is going on out there? I told him we were recording, but I love the motivation. I'll just tell him to get
He
back
looked
out
good,
here.
dude. He was
Headphones on and slam balling.
Get to it.
He's with the son, it's like he finally, you have a son that's 14, right? Or 12.
12.
Yeah.
He'll be 12 in December.
Yeah. And it's weird, man, with a boy, once that testosterone drops, like everything changes, everything.
I can't wait.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cause
You need some of that.
he was so interested in just like, he wanted to be like video games thing, and he's on his phone and, kind of just not even really interested in being outside much with me, and then as soon as that hit, man, he's just like, he wants to be in the weight room. He wants to go play catch. He wants to, go out in the woods. He wants
That's
to go
awesome.
fishing. And so I'm like, thank God. Cause I was a little worried for a while. I was like, I don't really know how to relate to this stuff, buddy. I'm
Oh,
trying.
you and I both. You
I'm
and I
trying.
both,
He's
man.
like, you want to see this thing I built on Roblox? And I'm like, yep, I do. I do. Let's talk about computer stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I have a hard time with that. I really do. But I taught the boy we had him for Easter, and I taught him how to drive the old. First thing he drove was 1949 Willys Jeep,
Yeah, dude.
and grinning ear to ear.
Yeah.
I was like, awesome.
This is it. This is
Yeah.
it.
So I'm sorry we had to kind of pause there for a
Sorry.
second, but
No, all was good.
where were we at there? You were just talking about posting 3 times a day, staying in your lane. Your algorithm doesn't pick up on stuff. So maybe just touch up on that.
Oh, and that's just it. Like, some things are better than others. Like, I've noticed elk videos. Facebook will straight up tell me your videos of animals do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. But I'm not hunting right now.
Yeah.
And I don't want to post the same video over and over and over.
Yeah.
I'm camping with my family right now. So you're getting a video of my camper and something inspirational about taking your wife and kids to do something.
Right.
And if somebody sees it, cool. If somebody doesn't, I hope somebody does eventually, because you see all these things. You see a lot of relationships and marriages fail because the husband's out doing what he's doing, the wife's doing what she's doing, and they never
Yeah.
intertwine.
Yep.
Yep.
And you see that a lot in the hunting space too. A wife, oh, he's hunting, or
Yeah.
oh, he went fishing with the boys.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, I want to just straight up ask them, did you ever ask your wife if she wanted to go fishing with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because my wife, honestly, she loves to fish, but she'd rather lay on the back of the boat and suntan while I fish.
Yep.
Beautiful, right? What a wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More power to her. We both enjoy being out there.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's the same thing hunting. She'll damn sure shoot something and she's a hell of a shot, but she'd rather just be with.
Yeah.
And like that's what I've posted about it a bunch. Like, no, I don't want to be a influencer, but I want to influence somebody somewhere to take their wife and their kids, or if
Right.
they're single, to get outside, get off the couch,
Yeah.
Yep.
and do the deal.
Absolutely. Dude, and it's even like something I try to keep myself accountable to is even that mental energy that I put toward a hunt, right? You start thinking like I'm going to Alaska and all the time I'll spend thinking between now and Alaska. Well, how much time are you spending thinking about, for me, like today's our 22nd anniversary, right? So how much energy did I put into that? What should be my priority, really, right? Like that should be my
Right.
number one. And so I always check myself against that too and go, hey, you're going on a vacation with the family. We're going to go on a road trip this year. Like, am I putting the same amount of thought and energy into that and making it a good time? Or is it second or third or fourth priority, right? And really
No,
kind of,
exactly.
you don't have to switch them up. You have to go just, hey, just bring that same energy you would, right?
Same
Like
energy,
that
yeah.
same thought and that
Right.
same planning and that same excitement for them. And if they're not doing what you're doing, like in my case, it's not always that way, but the way I can do effectively the same thing is I can bring that same level of energy, bring the same self, bring that same, you know, kind of drive to what their interests are if it's not the same as mine, right?
Right. And if you do get them to go with you, for instance, like the first time I took my wife backpacking,
Yeah.
we hiked in, it was on a spring bear hunt. She'd never been in the mountains. She'd never been on a backcountry hunt, any of that.
Yeah.
And promise you, I carried way more shit
Yes.
than I needed to.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yep.
But I wanted to make her as comfortable as I could
Yeah.
so she enjoyed it so we could do it again.
Yeah.
And it's the same way. I don't care if you're going on a lake weekend, what you're doing. What can you do to make them enjoy it? Like,
Right.
and the kids too, you know?
Yep.
Okay, so you have a strict diet at home. We kind of do. We eat pretty damn well. But when we're camping, it's a little more lax.
Bring the Oreos
Yeah,
with you
yeah.
that time, huh?
Bring the
Oh,
Oreos. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And that's
yeah.
exactly what it is Oreos. And
Yeah,
I know
buddy.
but
that.
You earned the Oreos, right? But
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
the same thing. I had that this year. I told the team because I shot my bull early in our archery season, and the guys are still at camp set up with. I think we had 6 or 7 more days in the hunt. So I hiked out, took the bull out, and got him taken care of. And I got home, and it was in the middle of like what's his name? Charlie Kirk had been shot,
Yeah,
and there was
yeah.
just a whole bunch of bullshit. And
I was sitting on a glass and knob when I had service and
right.
opened it and seen what happened.
Right. And I got home and I was just like there was all these things and then there was a shooting at a school here and guy's best man at my wedding, his son was in the school hiding in a closet, right? And the kids were tore up about it and I just looked at my wife, I was like, I'm taking them with me. Like they're going back up. Like we're leaving the cell
Yeah.
phones at home. They're going to miss a little bit of school and I don't care, right? But
No.
that packing list, like we created Ruck List for a pack list and it matters when we're all doing it for ourselves. But when I had to pack like for both of my kids, and I'm taking them, I think we were 7 miles in the wilderness. Like that to me, I was like, this is the most important list I've ever put together. Not just to keep. I mean, you take enough layers, like they'll stay warm. You're going to be okay. But it was like, how do I make sure that they get up there and they fall in love with this thing and just really
Exactly.
enjoy themselves, right? So it's like, yeah, I'm throwing a hammock or two in. I'm throwing in the extra chairs. I've never carried like a fold like a
Yeah.
a breakdown little chair. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not worth the weight. But for them, I'm like, all right, I'm throwing those in the pack. I mean, I had a lot of weight going back in, and I went out with zero.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
they get tired on the big uphill. So now I got my pack plus one of their packs on top of mine because it's just I want them to have that experience of going, this was the coolest thing I've ever done.
Exactly.
And so it was, that list got real critical real fast when I took those kids back in there, but I've got the coolest picture in the world. I can't show you what's on the cover of my phone, but it's oh, man, but it's the kids. We had just called a bull in for my brother, and, they're standing there both in their borrowed camo, and they're watching that bull come across the meadow because our job was done. At that point, I was being quiet, and, I'm like, "This is the coolest damn thing in the world." I got my 2 kids here, my brother's down there behind a tree, and there's a bull across the meadow. I don't know. I was like, "This is as good as it gets for
Yeah.
me," you know?
Yeah, it doesn't get
Daughter
any
was
better.
raking a tree, and gosh darn, and then it's
And
still
that's where
about
I come
8 acres.
from. Like,
It's kinda
I went 9 years without ever hunting for myself.
yeah,
Okay.
I was just guiding.
Yeah.
And to this day, like, I damn sure hunt for myself now, and I spend a lot of time doing it, but I'm pretty picky.
yeah,
And I would much rather take somebody and give them that experience because for a lot of people, it's a once in a lifetime experience.
yeah,
They're not going to do it again.
yep,
So I would rather give them that experience and honestly, successful harvest or not, give them the best experience I can provide
yes,
and see the smile on their face versus me. Like, don't get me wrong, it's mandatory I go to the mountains and do my thing. Like, my wife
yeah,
knows, like,
yeah,
"Oh,
Yeah.
shit, it's been a couple months, we're headed to the mountains."
yeah,
But when it comes to killing something, I'm pretty picky. I have killed some big shit,
mhm,
and it's gonna have to be bigger because outside of that, I'll just go hunting, and if I need meat, I'm gonna go shoot a cow.
yeah,
Yep.
But, as far as that goes, like, that's why I love guiding hunters is seeing the smile on their face and
yeah,
making their dreams come true.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Have you lost any of that? I mean, you've shot a lot of stuff. I went to a different a guy, I don't know him, I just went and looked at his trophy room. They did a tour. It looks like a Cabela's museum. It looks like he took 10 Cabela's worth of stuff and shoved it into one room, and I don't wanna say his name just for his sake, but, I'm like, "How does he still find, joy in coming over a ridge and seeing that animal?" But have you been able to hold on to that? And how do what part of that do you find in the hunting world, right? Where, like
No, I 100% have. I get the jitters more when very first year I guided. I had a buddy of mine. I was guiding with him. The first week I ever guided, we had a client end up not getting a shot on about 185-inch whitetail. It's the biggest whitetail I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely ginormous. And the guy got out and he pulled up his binoculars instead of his rifle, and deer got away. And the buddy of mine I was guiding with, looked at him and said, "There's a difference between hunters and killers. And you, sir, are a really good hunter."
oh, no.
But that stuck with me
That's rough.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, we were talking there's levels, and there's
There
levels
there is.
to
Yeah.
And there's a lot of old school guide tricks. Degrading them like that maybe isn't it, but there's a lot of old school guide tricks that you can cure a lot of that. For myself, if I crawl up over a ridge and I see something, I go pretty stone cold. Like, if I want to kill it, I'm going to kill it.
Yeah.
However, if I have a guy sitting next to me and there's a raghorn and I know his dream's about to come true and we're going to shoot a mountain bull, I
Yeah.
go to shaking like a fish out of water.
Yeah.
Like, I get so excited, I
Yeah.
can't even look through my binoculars.
Yeah.
yeah.
And if it's me, yeah, I still have it 110%. Um, I get the same feeling, but I can control it.
It's
Right.
just
And if I
that
got a guy standing next to me, I can't control it at all. I'm bad.
Yeah. That's
that's
cool.
fun. But yeah, I mean, there's the moment to suppress it, and there's the moment to have it, right? And yeah, 'cause
And if I'm the one pulling the trigger, we're gonna crawl up there and get the job done.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, you're not thinking a lot. You're just kinda going, "I got one thing to do, and it's gonna happen here," right?
yep. Which is a
Yep.
beautiful switch.
But it is fun. I was part of what, I think 11 different animals last year, and so I was supporting a lot of other people, and man, it
Mhm.
is it is so much fun being behind the guy and kind of saying, "Hey, take your time. You're good. He's not going." It's it was a mule deer on this one, and it was just like, "Hey, he's not going anywhere. He's eating. Just slow down, right? Breathe." But you're going through the binos and you hear the safety click off, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this is so much fun. This is so
Yep.
much fun."
Yep. And like a lot of times I'll have a client, if I have my choice, I want a client to shoot my rifle
Mhm.
just because I know everything about it. I know I'm right for my elevation. I know I'm right for
Yeah.
my temperature. My ballistics are right. If they come from back east or down south, I don't know
Yeah.
what their rifle is, how they
Mhm.
can shoot, whatever. So generally, I'll carry it and I'll get it set up and then put him behind the glass. And if I can see a guy super nervous or kind of freaking out a little bit, or I'll reach up and pull it out of the chamber. I'll let him dry fire it the first time.
Oh, really?
You look over. Oh yeah, if we have time,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
bet.
Do you tell him
And
you tell him you're gonna drive fire?
no, they think it's
You just gonna
live.
reach over, tell him I'm gonna adjust your MOA or something, you just click it, pull it out.
Yep. And
Mm.
I'll just pull it out of the chamber. Like if he's shaking, if we're climbing up a hill and he can see him and I see him getting real nervous, instead of running one in it, he thinks I'm running one in it. And instead I'll pull one out.
Pull it out.
He'll crawl in there and you watch him 99% of the time, they'll jerk the piss out of the trigger.
Yeah.
I mean, just both hands.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and do you
All it
tell him,
does is
"Hey,
click.
forgot to load it,"
We
or do you
got
tell
that
him?
out of the way now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what he's
Yeah.
saying. So like, all right, buddy, I did that on purpose. Now take a couple deep breaths and you can kind of walk them through it, talk them through
Yeah.
it,
Mm,
and get their heart rate back down.
Yeah.
yeah.
Then let them go ahead and go at it.
It's kinda like we it's kinda like you presented that worst case scenario. Like, "Hey, look, worst case was you missed that shot."
Right. And
Luckily
he was gonna miss it or wound the
exactly.
animal.
Luckily, it wasn't a shot, though. Okay, now let's see it and go down. Because you
Yeah.
could tell
Yeah.
them to calm down before a shot, but until they see the fail, basically, right?
Yeah.
Because you
Right.
feel
Yeah.
that,
Until
right?
they
A
go
dry
through
fire
it.
when you're I mean,
And I learned that from a buddy of mine.
that's
He
really
did it on I think the old man, don't quote me on this, but I think he was 73 years old on his first elk hunt.
Oh, dude, that's
And
cool.
he was just shooting a cow. Man, he was I mean, our elk camp is backcountry, horseback mule 12 tents, and this old guy come up. It was a lifelong dream. He could finally afford it. And a buddy of mine reached up and did that. And I got to thinking about it. I was like, that's one of the smartest things I've ever heard.
Yep.
'Cause they had all the time in the world, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, if it's rushed and you got to make it happen, you just go ahead and pray for the best. But
Yeah. Yeah.
um, so there's things about that. But introducing people and kids to the outdoors is one of the neatest things I've ever been a part of.
Mhm. Mhm.
And everybody says, "Oh, we're overhunted and we're over this and we're over that." Yeah, I agree on a lot of it, but that's not their fault. It's mismanagement.
Yeah, it's our fault. Like, we're responsible for, like, we're supposed to hold that now, right? And
Yeah,
and if we don't support that, then, especially, like, you look at Colorado politically right now, like, we're riding that line of losing our ability to hunt at all in Colorado. If they had their way, they would just take hunting away. And if we
right.
don't have those younger people coming in and falling in love with it, we will lose it, right?
Will
We have to hand this down and hand it down in like a responsible way and and conserve the animal. And I think if people misunderstand hunters. I think, hunters are so good about, like, we had a bunch of winter kill 2 years ago, and I never heard anybody griping about not being able to shoot a deer in this area. They were all respectful of it, right? Like, hey, there's a lot of winter kill. We got to stay out of there. It's all good. We'll either not hunt this year. We'll go someplace else.
right. No, and that's like Montana. Our mule deer numbers are at an all-time low,
Yep.
and they're not going to come back. And I've heard the same thing about Colorado, Wyoming,
Yep.
but Montana, we can hunt deer for 3 months straight,
Yeah.
and we can rifle hunt the rut.
Yeah.
And I posted it right before we jumped on this podcast, and it's going to ruffle some feathers. But I posted it on Instagram to ruffle some feathers. We got to do something about it, or there's not going to be any mule deer left to hunt.
Mhm.
Um, I'm fine. So I can buy an over the counter tag for 25, $28, whatever it is, and go hunt them. I think they should put it to a draw for non-residents and residents and decrease tag numbers and not let us rifle hunt the rut. If you're
Yep.
gonna let us hunt the rut, make us archery hunt it.
Right.
But I am completely fine with drawing a mule deer tag once every 3 or 5 years
Right.
and still being able to go out and look at them
Yeah.
versus not having a single deer left to look at, but you're still selling me one for $28 every
Yeah.
year.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't
Like,
know. I
that's
mean,
just where I stand on it because I want my kids to be able to hunt
yeah.
them, and I want
Yeah.
my grandkids to be able to hunt them. And if this Western hunting craze continues going the way it is, which I hope it does, that's what I advocate for,
Yeah.
Right.
obviously.
Yep.
But we have to manage these resources somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know, there's so many. I mean, you go from state to state to state, and there's so many different models for it, right? But in
There
Colorado,
is.
there is no over-the-counter tag for a mule deer in Colorado, right? I mean, that's one thing they're doing. It's always a draw, right? And they give them, you get a 6-day season, and then there's, 5 or 6 days off for those deer to, recover, and then a 6-day season and time off, and that we do still have a short season during the rut, but there's a lot fewer tags. It's a very hard tag to draw. So, I
Yeah.
mean, even in
And I
in
think
states where
Montana should do something like that.
right,
We can hunt them from, the dates constantly change, but roughly the 1st of September to the
mhm,
end of October, they get a 2-week break, and then it's rifle season
yeah,
from the 25th of October to the 1st of December. Then they get a week break, and then we can hunt them with a muzzleloader for
muzzleloader.
a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
That's 3 straight months
yep,
Yeah.
of badgering these poor mule deer.
yeah. A buddy of mine that lives in Twin has got the same opinion. He's on the Ruckless team, but he's got the same thing. He's like, "I don't know how we do it." He's like, "They just do not get a break. They are chased all fall."
No, they don't. And in 2018, we were really drouthy over here on the eastern part of the state,
Mhm,
and a lot of people told me that all these deer died, and that, I promise you, was not the case because at the time I was still guiding full time, and if they died, I'd be finding them dead
yeah,
because I could find them in archery season. The
Yeah.
deer were there. In rifle season, I could not find a living antlered animal. So that tells me they left.
right,
Now, did they go into Wyoming? Because Wyoming only has roughly a 2-week season, just
right,
depending on where you're at. Did they? I don't know where they went, but they've never came back.
yeah,
And I live on the plains side of Montana where you can see a mule deer from 6 miles away.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm sorry, but a dumb mule deer in the rut 6 miles away doesn't stand a chance.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
And, when we were growing up, a 200-inch deer was a big deer.
yeah,
And now, honestly, a 160-inch mule deer is a big deer.
a big
I'm
fat
personally not going to shoot a 160-inch mule deer,
yeah,
but there's a lot of people come out here and shoot the first thing with antlers.
yep, absolutely,
And everybody says, "We'll put a 4-point restriction on it." No, that doesn't do any good because then they're killing the first 3-year-old 4-point they see.
yeah,
Then our genetics go down the drain because all the 3-year-olds are breeding the does.
mm. So you think just
I don't know the answer,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
something's got to
right?
change.
Like, you can't just hunt them for 3 months straight and have that population stay healthy there.
No, you can't.
Yeah. What, with that, I mean, because you posted some stuff on Instagram, I mean, what's your long-term goal with what you're doing there, man? I mean, I still think, like, you gotta look at it and go, "How the hell did I end up with all these people following me?" It's cool, but now you got
Huh,
a platform, like,
right.
what do you do with it, right?
It's hard. Um, I have a few partnerships that I work with. First Light being one of them.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I'm a hunt advisor and consultant and booking agent for Rolling Bones Outdoors.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yep,
So with a membership through Rolling Bones, and I don't want to give you the big old spiel, but
yeah,
by membership, I build a hunt plan for you. We handle the applications for you all over the world, 50 states plus all over the world. Um, book hunts for you with outfitters. And that's a way for me to stay prevalent in the outdoor space, right?
mhm,
Because I don't get to guide as much as I used to. I went and guided a turkey hunt this spring. Um, I'll go guide an elk hunt this fall. At least one, possibly two during rifle season. I didn't draw
Cool.
an archery tag this year, so I might go guide an archery hunt.
Do you go with
Um,
people you've already guided before, or you just kind of raise your hand with some of your outfitters you're friends with and say, "Hey, I'm open. I'll take somebody."
no, my best friend owns the outfitting business that I work for,
Yeah.
and anytime he's in a bind, he calls me.
Yeah.
And I might like 2 weeks ago, I had to go to turkey camp and cook for 13 turkey hunters.
That ain't too bad.
Or I might go pack out camp in. I might go cook it out camp. I might go pack the mule string for a week. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I, I'm not. I don't just go guide.
Yeah.
After 14 years, I kind of understand the ins and outs of it. I can go run a camp for him. So I'll do anything that it
Yeah.
takes to help him out.
Yep.
Um, but as far as the social media goes, I want to advertise or help promote somebody that I believe in,
Yeah.
and I want to influence people. I don't like the word influencer, but I want to influence somebody to get outside and do what you want to do.
Right.
And as long as that is the objective with the social media, um, I'll never run out of something to post about.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to point people towards good gear
Yeah.
because I believe in good gear. I don't think it's a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a nicety.
I like that.
That
Yeah.
being said, there is some gear that will save your life.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And some things I think a person has to carry on their person or in their pack or however. Other things don't really matter all that much.
Yeah.
But educate people.
What are those things that you do have to have in the pack? Because that's kind of one of our questions I love to ask, man, is like, as we talked about rain gear and a tarp and some of that, because, for me, I've always got like top and bottom rain, top and bottom down, and then what I've got on
Yep.
my body for clothing, right? And then there's, I always have an extra lunch in there. I have enough to basically be able to stay over a night or two if I had to.
Yep.
But what's your pack look like? What's that, the young man listening, young woman listening?
I'm the same exact way as you are, down, top, and bottom with the rain gear. One thing I just posted about it yesterday, and I got a bunch of arguments going on right now. Posted what's one thing every hunter should carry in their pack. What's another thing that most hunters do carry in their pack that's not needed?
Okay. Yeah.
Just to see what other people said. And a lot of people said everybody has to carry toilet paper. Yeah, I agree, but I'd carry dude wipes or I just call them man wipes. They can be baby wipes. They don't have to be dude
Yeah.
wipe brand. I don't care what
You're
they
going
are.
wet with it. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I guarantee you're back there long enough. You're
Yeah.
gonna want one wet
You
instead
want
of
one of
dry.
that for sure. Yeah, that's a yellow, like a little yellow, like dry bag, and that lives it just lives in my lid. It does not leave.
Yes.
Are you a wipes and a toilet paper, just both in the thing, or just the wipes?
Just wipes.
All right.
You
Yep.
rock both?
I started rocking both, especially for on a longer hunt 'cause
Okay.
it extends the life of the wipe, and it's
Yeah, yeah,
It
the
does.
toilet paper's pretty light,
Yeah.
but it takes up a lot of room. But yeah, that Jay, our kind of good hunting buddy, he kind of started me on that. He got me one of these little things that goes on the end of just a water bottle. It's the same size cap and it's got a little spray spout.
Okay.
So you could fill up a little water bottle and just give yourself a
A
little
little bidet?
bud day,
Bidet.
little mountain
Ooh.
bud day. Yeah. Yeah.
After a couple days during archery season, that'd be all right.
You'd be really, because you squat down to go to the bathroom and you start to smell. You're like, oh God, I need to find a river to dunk in or something. But
Those merino underwear only go so far.
yeah, but I love a mountain bath, man. I will put myself in any little creek or stream. I'll strip down midday and just take myself a bath. I love it.
Especially like in the mountains, I'm not as privy to it. Like if I'm backpacking now, if I'm at the wall tank camp or something like that, but
Yeah.
it's amazing what dry underwear and socks will do to a guy.
It will change your life.
Yeah.
So are you
I'm not
one
kidding.
pair of
A
socks
fresh
and
pair
two
of socks and underwear.
Yeah,
If you can wash your face, put on socks and underwear,
you're a new
you
person.
can go another 5-6 days.
Yeah, it changes everything, really.
How many pairs of socks are you carrying? Let's say okay. So the rules to this game, though, because I love your post. but we're assuming we don't have a mule, we don't have a horse, we don't have a llama, we don't, this is what you're carrying on your back. It's what your person can take in. You taking one pair of socks, two pairs of socks,
2.
at least two. The one
Yep.
that's on you and
And
the one in your
sometimes
bag.
3, depending on the time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the sheer fact of I'm a firm believer in you have to take care of your feet.
Yeah.
And I've frostbit mine enough times that my feet get really cold
Yeah.
and my feet sweat really bad. So you've got to be able to dry some out.
Yep. Yep.
And if you can put on a dry pair and sleep with your wet pair inside your sleeping bag
Yep.
and dry them out for the next day. So at least 2,
Yeah.
sometimes 3.
Yeah.
I do.
They're not heavy, but we say that like you're like, oh, it ain't that heavy. But the next thing you know, you're 65 pounds. You know what I mean? Because like
Right. No. And
everything's
there's a
not that
fine
heavy.
line between that. And I kind of ride that line like, the niceties and the necessities.
Yep.
But at least 2 pairs of socks.
Right.
Usually 2.
So what's the one
So I
thing
can
that
always
people
keep
take
pair
that they
dry.
couldn't take? What do you like, man?
What do you
Why?
think? Yeah.
Why are you taking that?
I think a lot of people carry too many knives.
Oh goodness, yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. Right off the
Yeah.
rip. Way too many knives.
Yeah. More than
And
one.
I've been guilty of it myself. I'll be the first one to admit it.
Yeah.
It's like I got my
But
back pocket.
Yeah.
I've always got a good folding knife in my pocket, a knife on my bino harness, and a knife in my pack now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, I used to carry interchangeable blade,
Yeah.
knife, 2 fixed blades. Like I had them things strapped everywhere.
Yeah.
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 That is a
And
good one.
But yeah,
there's
I
just
agree. A nice fixed blade and a sharpener, and you're good to go.
Yep.
And it's a tool in the woods. We've talked about this a couple times, but knives is a thing that, and not that Josh is listening to us talk, from Montana Knife. I love Josh. I love what he's about. Love that they're having success.
I do too.
And at the same time, if a young man's asking me, I'm like, go to Walmart, get yourself a little poly handle knife, and get a sharpener and learn how to make that thing razor sharp, and you'll be fine.
Wish I don't have it sitting up here, but I had an old boss buy me an old. It's not old. It was only probably 6, 7 years ago, but a fixed blade buck knife,
Yep.
Yep.
and it was big. Like I'm not gonna kid you, it was a little
Yeah.
bigger than a guy'd probably be packing. But I packed it guiding one fall, and I processed 4 elk in the mountains with it, and I know I could have got through one more
Yeah.
without ever sharpening it.
Yeah.
And that was a $65 knife, probably.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. Or join
Did great.
join
More
Rocky
weight.
Mountain. Yeah.
Yeah. Like.
Join Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. You'll get a free set of knives.
Yeah.
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 Then your money.
Yeah, and they're bucks, ain't they?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
they're
I
all
think
buck
they're
knives, and
yeah.
you get like a skinner and a little saw and some other stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, it's and again, like I said, Josh ain't listening, so it doesn't matter. But like, I love those guys to death. He's a friend.
Yep.
And
I love my knife.
I've got a couple of them, admittedly, but I can afford them now, right? Like when I was
No,
younger,
and
though.
I do too. And I actually just got some new knives from Goat Head Knives out of Pennsylvania,
Yep.
and they're amazing.
Yeah.
And it's damn sure what I'm going to be carrying this year.
Yeah.
But
Knives
once
are just
again,
cool,
here,
right? Like that's the hard part too. Is like knives are cool.
Yeah.
I mean, every little
Knives,
boy wanted a
custom
knife.
rifles, and handmade knives.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
But $400 for a knife is hard.
It is,
And
Yeah.
then
and $4,000 for a custom rifle is a lot.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
And I wish
Absolutely.
I wasn't addicted to them.
So
But you gotta make that money.
you do. So okay, so what's the must have and must not? And then I do want to kind of touch on just really quickly, like the things that got to go in your bag, because I love this. This is a great conversation, but like so the must, what's the thing you must, and I like where you're at with the knife thing. Don't carry 6 knives in your pack. That's crazy.
I think there's 2 things that are a must to me. And one is fire starter. With that said, I had a lot of people just comment on that Instagram post saying a lighter and waterproof matches.
Hmm.
I can tell you right now, both are absolutely useless.
If you got
If
a
it's
big old,
cold,
yeah,
your lighter's not going to work. And if it's wet, your waterproof matches aren't going to work.
yeah,
I damn sure carry a lighter.
Yep.
Carry a couple
I
of them.
carry a couple of them.
Yeah.
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 There's one in my pocket. There's 3 or 4 in my pack. They're light. They don't take up much room. I got one in my bino harness. I got a lot of lighters.
Yeah, I
Yep.
always have one on the right side. I've got extra headlamp, extra lighter, you know what I mean? A couple of it's just like my
Yeah.
little security blanket right here, you know?
Yep. No, and the one in your pocket is gonna serve you the best because even when it's cold, it's next to your skin or closer
Yep.
to your skin, so it is gonna work
Mhm.
more often than the one in your pack. That being said, cotton balls, sterno, and a strike force.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
You've got to be able to start fire when it's wet and cold.
Yep.
And my point being, I put another post up today. Don't go anywhere without your pack. Period.
Dude.
Don't drop it.
Do
I
not
don't
drop
care
your
if you're
pack
walking
like an
50
animal,
yards down the ridge to glass. Take your pack.
dude.
I know. I
Then
put
you
my
you
back
you
in
say that from
spots.
experience. I know it.
Oh, I do.
All of us have done that, you
I
know?
put my back in some
Dude,
dumb
I'm
places.
like, I was tracking a bull I had shot, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna drop my pack here, and it was getting real hard to see. I'm not, I'm on this one hillside. There's no way I'm gonna lose my pack, and I got a little bit away, turned around, and it took me like an hour and a half to find my freaking pack sitting on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And it
I did
wasn't
that
that
one
big of
day.
a bowl. It was a really small little area I was in. Couldn't find my damn pack.
I had like a 390 bull coming down the ridge and he got around a bunch of beef cows actually ran him off and he went down and I knew where he was going. So I just ditched my pack and ran down there. It was during archery season. Ran around. I got down. I was like 80 yards from him, but I had a pine tree between him and I that
Oh no, yeah.
I needed to close the distance. And I went to reach for my bugle tube
Yes.
In the pack.
Yes.
Yep.
in the pack.
Yep.
But
Yep. We did
so
that.
that was the only
We did
instance
that
I
in
had that
recall.
happen.
I ended up cutting my water bottle, the bottom off my water bottle. And I was bugling through
Oh, yeah.
a little water bottle,
I've done that with Gatorade bottle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and because we had left the pack we had set up, we thought these animals, they were in this one little thicket of aspens, and we'd watched them like 2 days go in and then come back out this way, you know? Wind was right, so we set up in this little pine tree section here, and we're like, "They're gonna come right in front of us, big bull." And next thing we know, on the other side of the aspen that day, they decided to go out the other way, of course, bugling, so we
Yep.
we didn't pick up packs, we just started running, bow in hand, he had a camera, and, didn't have my bugle tube, so I'm bugling through a water bottle like an idiot.
Okay, so that's pretty minor though, right? What
Yeah,
happens if you got down there, you're 200 yards from your pack and you break a leg?
and you're
And
yeah,
It's real.
yep,
It happens.
yep, and there's only
or
whatever you
or you get knocked down or you get knocked out, you fall, hit your head on a rock,
Yep.
or when I was in kindergarten, my kindergarten teacher's husband stepped over a quiver one time and there's a broadhead out and it went right in his leg.
Yep.
They
Oh,
didn't have a tourniquet. Thankfully he lived,
yeah,
but it severed that artery.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
yeah, Tyrel was
And
a medic in the Army, and he's got me with my tourniquets on rubber bands at the bottom of my bino harness. It's always
yep,
right here where I can get to it, you
yep.
know?
But if you got that tourniquet, fire starter, and some sort of shelter, I don't care if it's a fire blanket, a tarp,
Yep,
Yeah.
something, you can survive the night.
Yeah.
But most times, so we're hunting in the mountains, right? And it might be 80 today, and it might be 20 tonight,
yep,
and you're gonna get rained on at some point. It's the mountains.
yep,
Yep.
You don't know when. You don't know what's gonna happen out there. And generally, we're by ourselves or with a buddy. Look at those 2 poor kids that got struck by lightning in Colorado last year.
yeah,
Yeah.
All of their not. I'm not saying this would have helped because I don't think it would have, but all their stuff was still in their car at the trailhead,
yeah,
including their inReach.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest thing about that post. Yeah, it gets a lot of views, it gets a lot of comments, but I'm trying to bring awareness to this.
yeah,
Don't take your pack off. Your water's in your pack generally,
yep,
Yep.
yep. You
and
got a meal in there. I have a meal that by the end of the hunting season, if I haven't had to eat it, it's all squished up and broken apart,
oh
but
yeah,
the calories are still there, right?
yep,
But it just lives at the very bottom of my pack, and then on top of that is down layer, rain layer, you
and
know?
it's gonna save your life.
And none of that ever leaves. It
Yep.
doesn't. I don't care what the weather says it is. It could be 90. I'll still have my down layers in there because you're right. You're in the mountains, and I've had that. It's 90 one day, and it's a foot of snow the next day.
Yep.
You don't know, you know?
Yep.
Just
No,
an
that's
afternoon, you're hugging a tree, trying to get out of a storm. I mean,
Oh
it
my
happens fast, you know? It happens fast.
and that's just where I'm at. Um, my down, I don't. I'm a sissy when it comes to cold, and
dude,
I'm a
I
big
love
fan.
down pants, though. People like, "You carrying those?" I'm like, "Every damn place I go, because there's
Mm,
nothing better than the sun's coming up and it's the thermal drops out and it's cold. I slip those little down pants on. Oh, it's my favorite part of the morning, right? Zip
and they're
off.
shivering.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Dude, these things weigh literally nothing.
Nothing.
They
Nothing.
they pack into their own pocket just like my down coat does. Spend the money if you're a young man, spend the money on a couple down layers. That's where I would
Yeah.
good
And
boots,
get good ones.
and get good down, you know?
Get good ones.
Yeah,
First Light, Stone Glacier, Kuyu, Sitka. I don't care.
right.
I,
Yeah,
I'm partnered with First Light. I wear Stone Glacier down,
yeah,
just because I have for years. I, I'm not privy to that. I don't care what brand you do, but
right.
get good ones.
Yep.
Spend that money, yeah.
And if you watch Stone Glacier's down rewarming drill, where they
Yeah,
jumped in the Yellowstone in February, you'd be a believer too.
yeah, yep,
Um, good rain gear, good down, good socks, and good boots.
yep.
Yep.
Be
Agreed.
able to start a fire. Don't get lost.
And know where you're at. I was just gonna say that, know where you're at, right? Like,
Yeah.
I do that a lot. I've got a lot of pins where I'm just if I sit down somewhere for a while, I'll just drop a pin. It's just not that hard because hey, I dropped my release when we were having lunch or something, right?
Yep.
At least you can go back to where you were at and go, I know my release is here somewhere, right? Because I dropped a pin here. So I have a weird habit of that. Like I'll take those pins back out again later, but through the hunt, I'll just have all these little pins. We had lunch here, we sat down here, we glassed for a couple hours. I'll just mark it as a spot, just because I can trace my steps and know where I've been.
Yep. The first hunt I ever guided in the mountains, I felt about this big the second day. Took these guys to the top of the mountain, and they weren't fit, but got them there. We hunted all day, no success. Come back. We come back in the dark that night, and we're coming back off this knife ridge. And I knew you go off one side, it's an old burn, and you're in like 8, 10 foot tall jack pines that are thicker than dog hair. Or you can come off this other side that's quite a little bit better to go. And we were in the dark, and I got in there. I fell off the wrong side of it.
Oh no.
I wasn't lost. I knew where I was at,
But you put yourself in a mess of a hike, huh?
and I couldn't get through it. You'd climb a jack pine, then you'd have to belly crawl under a bunch of deadfall, and you'd climb it and belly crawl. Well, I come across the same pile of deadfall.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah. And this was before Onyx. This is
Mhm.
12 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before Onyx, I probably had a GPS in my pack, the old Garmin GPS with the
Yep.
chip in it, but I guarantee you that was dead. And I didn't carry a compass. I knew where I was, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And I looked at that guy and said, "Hey, buddy, you got a compass in your pack?" And thankfully he did, because that stuff was so thick that you couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
And every now and then I'd pop out on a rock ledge and I could see the fire at camp. I knew where I needed to be and I knew where I was. I just couldn't get there. But then you'd have to go back in that
Yeah.
dog hair thick timber. And finally I ended up following that compass out of there.
Yeah.
Because if I could keep going straight southeast,
Yeah.
I was headed towards camp.
Yep.
But it was so thick and so dark that we were getting turned around.
Yep. And it's
I know a lot more than I did now. I don't think I'd ever be in that situation again. But
yeah.
there's new hunters out there every day.
Yeah.
100%.
I had that once in an area we'd hunted probably 35 days in that area. Like we knew it well. And there was, I don't know how we would chase these two bulls off this ridge, not paying attention to where you're at. You're in the moment and we're running through the woods. We don't get a shot on these bulls. It's dark and a crazy rainstorm rolls in and we're hiking back out where we think we come from. We get to the first lake and we go, okay, all we got to do is kind of head straight. It was at this point straight kind of southwest, and we'll end up at the lake where our camp's at. Well, somehow, and you hear about it all the time in the woods, you just end up doing a big circle and you don't know how you do it. And we did.
Yeah.
We did this big circle, and we come up to a lake, and I'm like, "Okay, we should be at camp." And I could tell that the shore looked a little different. I'm like, "Something's wrong here." But, we knew where the outlet and the inlet was, and we were camped by the outlet of the lake we were at. It was like there's lakes that are labeled 1, 2, and 3. They look about the same, just a little different. But we go to the inlet or the outlet of it, and I'm like, "Oh, shit. This is a lake we just left, like, an hour and a half ago." And we came right back to it. And it didn't take much for kind of those 3 of us, and we're pretty good in the woods, and one of the buddies just kinda started freaking out, you know what I mean? And it's just and I was like, "Hey, here's the deal. Like, worst case, dude, we've got fire blankets, we can start a fire. We ain't gonna die out here, yes,
Right.
we're getting rained on, but said we'll take the rain, we'll take fire blankets, we'll start a fire, and we'll hunker down here till the sun comes up in the morning. We'll be fine." And it took that a little bit more just like, "Stop, calm down. If we got to, we'll stay here, but I don't think we have to. I think we know where we're going. We're gonna figure this out." But, it surprised me how kinda almost how easily we got turned around, especially in the mountains that have a bunch of up and down, and you got ridges and you got drainages, and you should, in your mind go like, "Well, it's just this drainage over here," but then you don't know it. You just happen to be at the bottom of 2 of these drainages, and you kinda cut right through the wrong one, and you're going up the wrong ridge all of a sudden, especially in the
Oh
middle of
yeah.
the night. And this was
Oh,
before Onyx as well,
well,
so
that I got two stories that kind of pertain to that. That same hunt. Um, 3 days later, I took some guys up into a spring on the side of the mountain. And I dropped them off, and I said, "Guys, sit here until dark because we're gonna be hunting the meadow right below you." It was quarter of a mile below, and there'd been a bunch of elk coming out and water in there
Mhm.
that night. I said, "We're gonna hunt the meadow below you. When it gets dark," they literally had to take 3 steps, and they were on a trail that went straight downhill, a big trail. They come right to this meadow, quarter mile. I said, "When it gets dark, step out onto the trail and walk straight down to me. I'll meet you at the meadow." Okay. Gets dark. My hunters don't show up. It's about an hour after dark. My hunters don't show up. I'm like, dang, they must really take this dark thing seriously.
Yeah.
So I walked up in there and they weren't where I left them. And I was like, damn, wonder where they're at. I hollered, no answer. Hollered, no answer. Now it's 2 hours past dark. It's like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and I can't find these guys.
Oh, shit.
I heard 3 shots.
Yeah.
They were on the wrong side of the mountain. So I pulled my pistol out and I shot back 3 times. Thankfully, I had quite a bit of pistol ammo with me, and they had quite a bit of pistol ammo or rifle ammo with them. But they kept shooting, and I kept shooting. But I had a river between me and them now. I finally got them walked down to the river. I don't remember. I want to say it was like 12:30 when I found them. I honest to God thought they were going to spend the night on the side of the mountain,
Mhm.
and they were not prepared to.
Yep.
110% were not prepared to. I think they had the clothes on their back and a rifle. I don't even think they were carrying a pack. And I kinda got after him a little bit. I said, what happened, guys?" "Oh, we walked out and we took the wrong trail." I said, "What part of downhill didn't you understand?
Yeah.
You just walked straight uphill for 3.5 miles."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was scared, and
Yep.
you probably shouldn't treat clients the way I treated them in that conversation, but it scared the shit out of me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was 22, 23 years old,
Yes.
and I thought they were my first clients I've ever guided in the mountains. Now, I'd guided
Lost them.
hunters for 3 or 4 years prior to that, but not in the mountains.
Yeah.
And then they had to walk across the river to get to the trail. Like, everything they did was bass backwards. Well, fast forward 2 years ago, I took a buddy of mine up there on a rifle hunt. We took mules and horses and set up a little camp of our own. Woke up one morning and we went for about a 20-mile ride. And we got up, the trail kind of run out, it hadn't been cleared. And so we had to get off and lead our horses. It was that rough. we got to the top and couldn't come down where I thought we could come down, so we had to backtrack and come all the way back around the way we went in. Well, it took us 8 hours to get to where we were, and it was getting dark. No big deal. And it started raining on us, and we got back down to the bottom, but we were still about 6 miles from our camp, and we couldn't find the trail. And he vapor locked on me. Of course, he's scared of the dark and he's scared of bears.
Yep.
And we're getting rained on, and it's about midnight. And he kind of goes to freaking out a little bit. It's like, you don't know where the hell we're at. I was like, I know exactly where we are. I just don't know where the trail is
Yeah.
because there's not one.
Yeah.
Well, how in the hell are we going to get back to our camp? And he's kind of freaking out here for about 5 minutes. I finally pulled my horse up and I said, hey, quit. What do you mean quit? He says, where are we camped at? He's like, oh, I don't know. I said, we're camped along this river, ain't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, okay, where are we at? Well, I don't know. I said, we're along this river, ain't we? Yeah. I said, all right. If we ride straight up this river, what are we going to run into? Side of our wall tent.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's nothing to be freaked out about.
Yeah.
There's a real faint trail we rode in on, and I couldn't find it in the rainstorm, and it kind of snowed and snowed over the top of it down there.
Yep.
But there's nothing to worry about. That being said, I'm fairly experienced. I'm not afraid of the dark, and I'm not afraid of black bears. There are a few grizzlies in there too, but
Yeah.
we were gonna live.
Right.
Like even if we had to stay exactly where we are, tie our saddle horses to a pine tree and sleep right there,
Yep.
I had everything we needed.
Yeah.
Like it was fine. But growing up, our place, I grew up on 22,000 acres. And half of it borders a grazing association that's public ground. And when I was a kid, we got sent out on a manhunt because an antelope hunter had got in there, and it's wide open prairie ground. Like we're on the plains of eastern Montana.
Yep.
The guy was lost for 3 days. This place ain't that big. It's only like 8,000 acres of public ground.
Right.
He watched the sun rise and set for 3 days. And he walked the complete wrong direction and came out 14 miles along a highway.
Yeah.
You're like,
How does
what
that
they need,
happen?
buddy. Yeah.
You don't have a compass, you don't have Onyx, you don't have a GPS.
Right.
But the sun, for as long as I've been alive, the sun has rose in the
Right.
east and set in the west.
Yep.
And he walked the complete wrong direction from his vehicle for 3 days.
Yeah. And I think the key with that too is like just get in a habit of looking at some simple landmarks, right? I mean, rivers.
Yep.
My kids asked that, like, what happens if we get lost? I said, if something happened to me, you find a creek and you walk down the creek, and that creek will lead
Down
you
the
to a bigger creek.
It's going to come out somewhere, right?
Yep. And that'll lead to a bigger one. And eventually you get to a big enough creek that turns into a river that turns into a road, because that's just how we do.
Yeah.
You'll find something eventually. And probably within a day's walk, you'll be there, you know?
But up here, it really turns people backwards because all our rivers flow north.
I know. It throws me off too. Yeah. The Missouri, like that whole thing, like the Jefferson, the Missouri, the Jefferson and what is it? Jeff Gallatin. And is it the Madison? They all they all join up and become the Mo. And then that thing runs freaking north, And it's like water doesn't supposed to run. It's not supposed to run north,
And where I grew up here, spent my whole life here, and then you go to the other side of the Continental Divide, and water's not supposed to run west or south.
Yeah.
Because all our water runs north and east.
That's funny.
Yep. Dude, one more gear thing before we go, because we took a lot of your time. It's always funny. I say this too many times on podcasts, but it happens to me because we get into story time and you look up and it's like an hour and a half, and
I know.
8:30
We could
p.m.
bullshit for
Friday,
6 hours.
just bullshit, and then some poor dude's in his truck listening to us bullshit. And he's like, "Get to the point, guys. It ain't about you. This is my
I'm telling my story."
Exactly.
But because I love the gear talk, man, like, I think we've really touched on some good stuff. But beyond that, like, what else, man? I always my mind always goes to a young version of me carrying 90 pounds of gear into the back country. So I'm carrying cans of tuna and I'm carrying an actual pan and all that stuff, right? But if we talk to that young man that's getting into it, he's already taken notes, right? He's got his rain gear and he's got his down. He's got a decent pack. I don't. If you have a pack you love, you know, great. But I
Hey,
think
man,
any.
find one that fits you. Packs and boots.
Yep,
I
I agree with
I
that.
know what I like, but it may not be what you like, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna be the first one
yeah,
to tell you that what fits my foot won't fit yours.
yeah. And that's
Yep.
like to your point, like the Stone Glacier stuff. I can't wear it because it just don't fit me. It fits guys that are kind of like the boys that started Stone Glacier, kind of a
Yeah.
tall, skinny guy. It's long,
Yep.
but it does not fit over my legs. Like I try and put it on, I'm going to tear that down pant right off my body. But I've fallen in love with like the First Light stuff.
Yeah.
I love their pants,
I
and
do too.
I've worn those
And
with
I
everything.
swore by Stone Glacier pants for a long time, and I like
Yeah.
First Light pants more.
Dude, I wear them to work. I mean, a lot of days because 'cause they're just so damn comfortable. I just wanna it's and I actually don't even I wear the brush breaker as the pant I love to wear because they come in like a length like 34 or 36, and
Yep.
I'm 6'5", and so they fit me, and they're like I mean, God, I love wearing them, and so if I had a deal, I'd probably have 14 pairs hanging in the closet because I love those things, but, I mean, for that young man, like, what else? What else? I mean, a good set of binos is key, so you can see what you're hunting.
And spend as much money as you can on glass.
Yep.
Um,
Should he be carrying a spotting scope or just a good set of binos?
in the mountains, I don't carry a spotting scope.
Agreed.
Uh, when I'm hunting down here, I do.
Right, because you can see far
And
enough out there, but
yep. And when I'm guiding down here, I have a hunter in a stand 4 miles away, and I can park on a ridge and glass a river bottom. So
yeah,
I dang sure carry a spotter up here, but in the mountains, I don't. Um, I
because in the
love
mountains, you can see an animal, but he's 6 ridges away, like, you're not gonna get there in time. Like, you
right.
don't got the mustard to get over there most often.
Uh, Um, I'm generally carrying a tripod
Instead of shooting sticks?
instead of shooting sticks. Um, carry a tripod, and then I got a bipod. This little Spartan goes in my vinyl pack.
Yes.
I don't have my vinyl pack in here, or I would show you how I rig it, but I like glassing off a tripod. If
Yep.
I'm gonna sit there and look through my binoculars all day, I want them on a tripod.
Mhm.
And a lot of people, I'm not knocking them, swear by SIG stabilized binos. I do not.
I have a pair that was gifted to me. I enjoy them, but I'm down with the conversation. Tell me why you don't.
They're not very good for the first hour or the last hour of the day.
Yeah, that's true. That is a truth.
When do you find most of your animals?
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right. They
It's got
don't
to be
look as much.
daylight to see through them things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'll find
And
myself going if I'm rifle hunting. I find myself I'll go to my rifle scope,
yep,
early, and for a lot of years I would use my rifle scope like a spotter, because if it's a good scope, I mean, you
that's
know,
I go to 34 for a reason on my rifle scope.
yeah,
I never, when I'm shooting, it never goes above 16 or
right,
20 at the most.
right.
But
But you can use it like a spotting scope if you need to, and it helps you see a little bit further, right?
it does. This is a catch 22. I'm kind of going away from it since I'm not guiding as much. But when I was guiding, range finding binos,
Mm,
because I could be watching the animal and giving you a range call at the same time.
Yep.
yeah. What's the catch-22 part of that?
I don't think the glass is as good in range finding binos.
Right,
I don't care if you're talking SIGs, Swaros.
right.
I don't have 4 grand to spend on the Leicas I want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And um I think I personally use SIG range finding binos. I
yeah,
think they have the best rangefinder you can put in binoculars.
right,
Um, or honestly, their rangefinder period.
yeah.
If I'm not running those, I'm running Maven B2 11x45s.
Mhm.
I'm a huge fan of Maven glass. I
Yeah.
have been for about 7 or 8 years.
Right.
Uh, with a SIG rangefinder with the ballistic solver
Yep.
for my rifle hunts.
Right.
But for a kid starting out, spend as much as you can afford on glass.
Right. Yep.
Uh, Now your binoculars, your spot and scope, yeah, spend as much as you can afford, but your rifle scope, spend it.
Right.
Get you one that'll hold 0.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna drop names, but everybody talks about a certain optics company that's got a great warranty.
Yeah.
Doesn't do me any good if it's in the shop for warranty work.
Right.
Yeah.
I need it in
Right.
my hands.
Yeah.
Um, that that's just all I'm gonna say about that. Get good glass,
Yeah.
and practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're shooting your bow or shooting your rifle. You can have the best gear in the world, and you can be in the most animal dense area in the world. You got to practice.
Yep.
Don't just shoot off a bench. Don't just
Yep.
shoot prone. And don't just shoot at 300 yards.
Right.
If you want to take a 600-yard shot, practice at 800. If you want to shoot your bow at 60 yards, practice to 100.
And don't forget to practice at short distances too, because
Yes.
that'll throw, I mean, this bull here, I missed him because he's at 9 yards. And I just, you know
Yep.
what I mean? I'd always told myself, just cover him in pins and pull the trigger. That's not
Right.
true. That is
Right.
not true, right? Settle in
Practice at
on 0.
angles. Practice at every
Yeah,
distance, angles. Practice on your if you're shooting your bow, practice on your knees, practice on your butt.
absolutely.
Um,
Get your heart rate up,
90%
right?
of the shots I've found archery hunting, not I shouldn't say 90, that's not necessarily true, but are on your knees. Mine are.
Right.
You're you're knelt down next to something. I
Yep.
mean, rarely are you standing square up
On a flat
next
piece
to a
of
pine
ground.
tree.
You're
Yeah.
never on a flat piece of ground. You're in the woods,
You're not.
right?
Yep.
Yep.
And
Yep.
shoot a lot. I know it's
Mhm.
expensive, but if you want to be
Yeah.
ethical, I've had guys come time and time and time and time again. How comfortable are you shooting third rifle? Oh, 600 yards. Okay.
Sure.
How accurate are you? Oh, I'm accurate. Yeah. They're not.
Right.
Yeah.
Practice.
Yep.
I, you're
Yep.
you're taking an animal's life. The best you can do is do it justice.
Mhm. When I'm rifle hunting, I'll mess around. Alexi got so much time to burn. Um, I'm sure there's probably gun guys that would say this is a stupid idea, but I dry fire a lot,
All the
especially if I
time.
got a live animal
You
out
should
there.
dry fire 10 times more than you pull the
Yeah.
trigger. But
And I'll do that like
land in your
if
basement.
a doe walks out or a cow walks out and I'm elk hunting, I'm looking for a bull or I'm looking for a buck. I'll just set up like like I'm gonna shoot that thing, nothing in the gun at all, and I'll settle in and I'll just dry fire and I'll watch my crosshairs to see if they jerk or pull or,
Yep.
go like I'm loading another one and I'll just click through. I'll probably do 50 or 60. There's nothing else to do. I'm eating jerky and sitting there.
Exactly.
And it's
No,
just
you talk to some of the best rifle shooters in the world, the PRS guys, the NRL guys. You talk to all of them, and they sit in their basement all night long and dry fire their rifle.
right, right. Because you can really see when you're and it just gets you used to the trigger pull and everything, especially you're on the hunt. And then when that animal does come out, like, all right, cool, boom, round
And
in.
drop the magazine out of it and
Yes.
rack the bolt too.
That's what I do. I do this. I
Don't
take the whole
stand the
I take
scope.
everything out and
Yeah.
I rack the bolt, doom, rack the bolt and click, and rack the bolt and click. It gives me something to do anyway, right? It's fun.
Yep.
And
I had
then
a hunter one time. He ended up shooting 2 cow out. Actually, shot a cow and a calf. They're 48 yards from him with a rifle, and he shot once. And I watched him because I was about 30 yards from him. I was trying to get to him, but I was down below. I didn't realize he had elk that he was shooting at.
yeah,
And there's some elk behind him. And I was running over there to tell him there's some elk behind him. And I seen him laid in his rifle scope. So I just laid down on the ground. And he shoots. And he kind of comes up and he looks straight at his scope, runs his action, gets back in his scope, and shoots again. I thought he missed both times. So I run up to him. I was like, "Hey, hey, hey, turn around, turn around. There's elk right behind you." And he looks at me. He's like, "I shot one." It's like, "Good job." High fiving him,
Yeah.
He's still just looking at me. I was like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "I shot two." It's like, "What do you mean you shot two?" Well, what he did was shot the first one. He didn't watch it fall. And he looked at his scope to run his action. And he looked back up and there's an elk still standing there.
Oh,
So he shot again.
no.
Get down there and there's two of them laying side by side. If you can't practice with your weapon system enough to be able to reload while looking at your target,
Right.
practice some more.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's lots of that stuff. And that's if you're gonna come out west, because and I shouldn't just say come out west, but if you're going on your first hunt or you're inexperienced or anything, you can have the best gear in the world. And if you don't know how to operate it,
Yep.
does you no good.
Yep. And setting up that dry fire too, it's fun because you're in the mountains and you're in all these funny angles, and so you start to learn where you find yourself real comfortable with, setting yourself up where you're kind of in a good bound up situation where you're stable. It's never level. You always think, "Oh, I'll just rest up on a log." Well, that doesn't actually work that often, especially if you're shooting downhill or uphill or whatever. It doesn't feel good. And so I
Right.
think that's the fun part for me too around that dry fire kind of thing is just, okay, where would I set up here? Right. Okay. Imagine a bull's over there. That tree's a bull. All right. Where are you setting up? You know?
Get you a front rest. You have that much time. Get you a rear rest.
Yep. Get your back
Get
tucked
straight
underneath
behind
you.
your rifle.
Yep.
Um, that and not just your rifle system. If you're coming out, say you're a DIY guy, you're not coming on a guided hunt. You're coming on a DIY guy. Well, don't pull the tent out of the bag for the first time when you're 10 miles back there.
Yeah.
Spend
Yeah.
a couple nights. Spend a
Take it
couple
out of the
nights in the
plastic bag.
yard.
Yep. Sleep in the yard a couple nights. Get that thing figured out.
Yeah,
Sleep on your
figure
sleeping
out your
bag.
sleep
You
system.
actually like that.
Whatever your sleep system may be, make damn sure your pad holds air. You know how to
Yeah.
inflate it. Um,
Yep.
Familiarize yourself with the stuff you're going to use
Right.
before you have to use it.
Yep.
And whether that's your everyday equipment or your emergency equipment,
Yep.
Mhm.
practice with your tourniquet. Like,
With one
might
arm.
save your life.
Yep. Yep. I like
But
it. Well,
outside of that, spend what you can on gear, but you don't have to spend millions.
yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I don't know
Dude,
about you, but you look at me and I step out of the pickup and we're going on a 10-day hike. I got about 10 grand strapped to me, and not everybody has to
dude.
do that.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about when you first get into it, what you can spend. I mean, it felt like when I was first starting to hunt, it was like 1,000 or 1,500 bucks every year for a couple of
Oh,
years
yeah.
getting geared up. I mean, it doesn't take long.
Yeah.
A pair of pants and a backpack, right? Next thing you know, you're easy $1,000 into, you
Yep.
know, that. So it's crazy. But well, dude, we've taken a ton of your time. And I want to say
Oh, I
thank you for
appreciate
doing
you,
that.
fellas.
Thank you for the people listening. Hopefully you get something good out of it.